No one expected that a quiet afternoon would suddenly turn into one of the darkest days in Bollywood history. Phones began buzzing. Newsrooms froze. Social media erupted in disbelief. And within minutes, the entire nation was united in a wave of shock and heartbreak. The man whose smile lit up the screen, the legend whose presence defined an entire generation, the superstar who carried unmatched grace, strength, and charisma, had taken his final journey. As Dharmendra's heartbreaking passing was confirmed, Mumbai began to prepare for a farewell no one was emotionally ready to face. Today, we take you inside the live updates, the emotional arrivals, the postponed events, and the atmosphere outside his residence as thousands gathered to say goodbye to Bollywood's beloved He-Man. Dharmendra's passing at the age of 89 has left an everlasting void not just in Indian cinema, but in the hearts of millions across the world. A wave of shock swept through Bollywood as the tragic news broke early in the morning. Within minutes, tributes started pouring in from actors, directors, and fans who grew up watching his powerful performances. But this wasn't just the death of an actor. It was the loss of a man whose presence had become a comforting symbol of Bollywood's golden era. As the news spread, several major film events and promotional launches were immediately postponed. Production houses announced delays out of respect, marking the day as a moment of collective grief. The film fraternity, known for its tight schedules and fast-paced lives, paused to honor the legend who shaped their industry. Directors shared memories of his kindness on set, while co-stars expressed how his warm, humble nature made him unforgettable. Outside his residence, a large crowd began to gather. Fans who had followed him for decades stood silently, some holding flowers, others carrying posters of iconic roles like Viru, Ajit, and Sarakam. The atmosphere felt heavy, the kind of silence that carries deep emotional weight. Security arrangements were strengthened as more and more people arrived, hoping to catch a final glimpse of the superstar they had admired throughout their lives. Inside the house, the Deol family was shattered. Sunny Deol, known for his toughness on screen, was seen with tears in his eyes. Bobby Deol, equally devastated, stayed close to his family members, ensuring everything was arranged properly for the rituals. Isha Deol and Hema Malini were surrounded by relatives and close friends, all of them visibly heartbroken as memories of Dharmendra's lively presence filled the room. As the preparations for the last rites began, a wave of emotional arrivals started. Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh were among the first major celebrities seen entering the premises. Deepika, dressed in simple white, walked silently with folded hands, her expression reflecting deep sorrow. Ranveer, who has always admired the veterans of Bollywood, kept his arm around her, guiding her quietly through the crowd. Their arrival signaled the beginning of what would become a long line of big stars, each coming to pay their respects. Social media continued to flood with emotional posts. Clips from Sholay, interviews from the 80s, and rare behind-the-scenes moments went viral as fans revisited the golden memories Dharmendra had gifted the world. Some shared how his films became a part of their childhood, while others spoke about how his simplicity taught them the real meaning of stardom. Meanwhile, live updates from outside his home continued to show the massive crowd building by the hour. News channels broadcast every detail, cameras capturing the sea of teary-eyed fans, the police controlling the traffic, and the heavy emotions gripping the city. For many, it felt like the end of a chapter they were not ready to close. Inside, preparations for the final rituals were carried out with utmost respect. Priests arrived, family members lit incense sticks, and the room filled with chants. Dharmendra's body, draped in white and surrounded by flowers, looked peaceful, almost as if he was sleeping, ready to wake up for another day of filming. But this time, the cameras would not roll. The lights would not shine. It was his final scene, his last close-up. As more celebrities arrived, Amitabh Bachchan, Akshay Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, everyone shared one sentiment. Dharmendra wasn't just a legend. He was warmth, kindness, and humility personified. Amitabh Bachchan, who shared an iconic bond with him since Sholay, looked visibly emotional as he bowed respectfully before the body. Shah Rukh placed his hand on Sunny Deol's shoulder, offering support in a moment of deep pain. Film events across Mumbai continued to be postponed. Several production teams issued statements saying they could not celebrate or promote anything on a day when the industry had lost one of its greatest pillars. Even theaters observed short moments of silence before screenings, honoring his contribution to cinema. As the time for the last journey approached, the crowd outside swelled further. Fans chanted his name softly, some crying, others holding pictures from the 60s and 70s, timeless reminders of a man who redefined heroism. Police had to form human chains to create a pathway as the family prepared to move the body for the cremation. Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh quietly followed the procession, along with dozens of actors who came to join the final walk. Fans folded their hands as the vehicle moved, many whispering prayers and saying their last goodbyes. It was a sight that captured the depth of the nation's love, a farewell worthy of a king. At the cremation ground, the rituals began with family members standing closest. Sonny and Bobby performed the final rites with trembling hands and heavy hearts. As the pyre was lit, silence spread, a silence that said everything words could not. The fire reflected in the tear-filled eyes of the people gathered, marking the final goodbye to a man who had shaped Indian cinema for over 60 years. Dharmendra's journey ended, but his legacy will stand tall for generations. His films will continue to inspire, his dialogues will continue to echo, and his warmth will continue to be remembered by everyone who ever met him or watched his films. Bollywood has lost its He-Man, but the legend will never die.